Popeye began his criminal career as a Sureno in the California state prison system when he became a member of the Logan Heights Street Barrow. He worked his way through the ranks and committed many atrocities. What brought him there? What exactly did he do? And how did he die? Stay till the end of the video to find out how his life turned out. David Barron, the former Sureno soldier turned cartel big shot, had completed the gang trifecta of street, jail, and cartel member. Popeye felt bulletproof and indestructible while sitting on the top of the world as a real one-percenter. He had his pick of the most beautiful women on the globe, boundless riches, extravagant vehicles, and residences. He was the definition of a successful gangster. Popeye permanently relocated to Tijuana. He kept in touch with and sent money to other Surenos in the California jail system and on the streets. Popeye also enlisted the help of inmates as enforcers. His jail record, growing standing in the AFO, and access to narcotics, firearms, and money made him a valuable asset to the Mexican mafia. As he crossed the border and began recruiting other Logan Heights gang members who were more than happy co-conspirators, David Popeye Barron was alone responsible for putting San Diego Sureno street gang members on the worldwide map. Benjamin Arellano told Popeye to go gather houses, cars, guns, and everything he needed to establish the organization. Benjamin began to refer to Popeye fondly as Charles Bronson, in allusion to the roles portrayed by the actor in the Death Wish films. Popeye was officially baptized into the Mexican mafia in 1992, with Jose Bat Marquez raising his hand and sponsoring him. Popeye was key in bringing cocaine, methamphetamine, heroin, and marijuana into the United States and distributing them around the country. He was also a maestro of assassination, and the Arellano brothers hired him to assassinate their opponents on both sides of the border. Popeye recruited roughly 30 Logan Heights Sureno gang members in the following months of the 1992 meeting. One of them was his brother-in-law, Marcos Quinones Sanchez, as an AFO bodyguard and assassin. Some of the Logan gangsters were assigned to the Benjamin and Ramon Arellano escorts. The majority was maintained at the offices, waiting to respond to the AFO's requests. Tijuana was inundated by the end of 1992 with street gang members from the Logan Heights. Martin Corona personally carried out hundreds of murders in Mexico and the United States, including Mexican law enforcement agents who were involved and lived to tell the tale in his book Confessions of a Cartel Hitman. Assault guns, semi-automatic pistols, tactical gear, explosives, and different military and police costumes were available to Popeye's enforcers. They were trained on how to use and care for their weapons, and they practiced their techniques often at police and private training centers. Each enforcer was paid $500 every week and given frequent time off. Popeye, on the other hand, prohibited coke usage and preferred that his enforcers remain in Tijuana. He attempted to impose organizations in the gatherings of street gang members and did not tolerate disobedience. He asked for his crew to dress preppy and not like conventional cholos or demonstrating street thug attitudes. Popeye, in effect, tried to wash the gangster out of his trainees. This worked just fine, and his gang was seen as different from other regular street gangsters. Popeye had access and assistance he needed to sell narcotics, extort, and commit murder for the AFO on streets of San Diego and other California cities, where Suit Daniels thrived. Popeye's greatest companion during their adolescence and ascent in the street gang was Armando Hernandez, also known as Juan Felix or Johnny. Both were Calle 30 criminals and serial convicts. They were known for their aggressiveness and their coke dealing. They had a core gang that sold PCP in Logan Heights, including Jose Hernandez, Sailor Alfred Araujo, and Javier Quinones Sanchez. Between March and June of 1993, AFO enforcers from Logan Heights murdered at least 9 people in Southern California, and they were on a roll until they made a key error. It would prove to be a tremendous blunder. According to information obtained by the Arellanos, rival Sinaloa cartel chief Joaquin Chapel Guzman would be arriving at Guadalajara Airport in a white Grand Marquis limo on a specific day. Benjamin wanted to ensure that Humberto Banuelos, better known as La Rana, was with his people in Guadalajara. La Rana led a Mexican gang of hitmen and bank robbers based largely in Los Mochis, Sinaloa. When he was loyal to Benjamin and Ramon, La Rana was also used as a hitman for the AFO. Benjamin told Ramon and Popeye to get ready to go. Ramon informed them that the logistics were in place and that they already had everything they needed in Guadalajara, such as firearms, pistols, and armored automobiles. Ramon and Popeye were accompanied to Guadalajara by 9 Logan Heights and 2 Tijuana-trained assassins who were taken to the airport in 2 automobiles. They were given boarding passes that had been acquired previously by a trustworthy AFO member. To reduce possible attention, Benjamin instructed Popeye to enter the plane in 2s rather than all at once. When the AFO enforcers arrived in Guadalajara, they were assigned to 2 huge mansions Ramon encountered La Rana and his enforcers. The two law enforcement group, La Ranas and Popeyes, were kept separate to the operation, even though La Rana and Popeye spoke through the radio. Cardinal Juan Jesus Posadas Ocampo, a Catholic, was assassinated at the Guadalajara airport on March 24th of 1993. In his car outside of the airport building, the Cardinal was struck by 14 automatic rifle rounds. According to testimonies, acquired subsequently by officials Popeye Barron and around a dozen of his San Diego Logan Heights 30s henchmen, together with Ramon himself, were waiting for Guzman at the Guadalajara airport in Jalisco, Mexico. The Cardinal's car that was halted in front of Chapo's armored Buick was misidentified as the vehicle conveying Chapo Guzman. More than 30 rounds of assault weapons were fired at the Cardinal's automobile, killing the Cardinal, his driver, and 6 other onlookers. Ramon was already on his way back to Tijuana when the gunfire began. Benjamin learned about the shooting specifics from La Rana at the Guadalajara airport. La Rana reported that the mission was a success. Benjamin informed Ramon what happened at the airport and that the Cardinal, along with 5 or 6 other individuals, had been slain. So he reported to Ramon and stayed in Guadalajara with La Rana. One of the assassins from Tijuana, Gori, was intoxicated and out of control at the airport and wasn't permitted to board the plane. Gori was detained for disorderly intoxication, either at the airport or at a nearby hotel. They also discovered that Gori was gloating about the gunfight at the Guadalajara airport and claiming to be a member of the AFO seeking to murder Chapo. Ben Amin determined that they would have to sacrifice 2 of the cholos to the Mexican authorities and informed Popeye that they would make up for the arrest of the 2 persons they picked to take the fall for by securing their release in a year or 2. He also promised to recompense each $300,000 in whatever way that their families needed. Benjamin was also made aware of this development. Meanwhile, Bayardo Robles was apprehended and transferred to Mexico City for questioning by Mexican Federal Judicial Police. Gori made a statement in which he named the gang members that worked for AFO. However, Gori only recognized the gang members by their placazos, or tattoos, or street names, and gave up Puma, Pato, Popeye, and Tarzan. The Mexican government issued provisional arrest warrants for the aforementioned bandits and forwarded the list of placazos to the U.S. authorities. DEA special agents Jack Robertson and Steve Duncan soon linked up with the gang unit of the San Diego Police Department and connected actual names to every pseudonym. Beginning in May 1993, those gang members were seized in the United States and deported, expelled, and extradited to Mexico. Popeye married his second wife, Karina, on February 14th of 1996. The reception was placed at the Baby Rock nightclub on Avenida Paseo de los Cerros in Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico. Notable wedding guests included Pato Quinones, Gustavo Gus, Rivera Martinez, Arturo Cat, and Federico Orto Sanchez Valdez. On March 7th of 1997, Popeye Barron and a group of assassins assassinated the father and wife of assassins turned witness Gori as they were leaving their Tijuana house to go to work. Popeye Barron had 6 sisters, and every one of their spouses or lovers was an AFO member or had done criminal favors for them, ranging from money laundering to coke trafficking to murder. Popeye's sister, Marina Barron Quinones, married Marcos Quinones Sanchez. Maria, like the rest of the Barron family, was involved in assisting and abetting Popeye's AFO enforcement and coke trafficking activities. On Thanksgiving Day of November 27th of 1997, Popeye Barron was assassinated in Tijuana, Baja California, following a gunfight to end the life of Jesus Blancornelas, a Mexican newspaper editor who had published unflattering newspaper reports and editorials about Popeye and the AFO. It was known as friendly fire. During the attack, a stray bullet hit the pavement, ricocheted, and ended the life of Popeye in one of his eyes. Popeye was dressed in a bulletproof jacket and 4 leaf clover socks. His body was adorned with tattoos, including a large emmet across his breast, Logan Heights, and 16 skulls, each signifying his hits. Popeye's time on Earth had come to an end. Since Popeye's death, the Logan Heights gang and the AFO have maintained their ties, with some becoming senior lieutenants. Many of them died in brutal circumstances, while others are in detention, and many cooperated. Do you have any questions that weren't answered in today's video? Then let us know in the comment section below. And if you haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss any of our incredible videos. Keep an eye out for the next video, and goodbye for now.